What we know for sure is that Swaziland has always been ruled by an absolute monarchy, and that King Mswati is an absolute monarchy. And he's a dictator, a ruthless dictator for that matter, who centralizes power in his own hands and uses all the country's resources for his own personal use, for his own family, for his own immediate family, without even thinking about the people who surround him, about his own subjects. But has always treated his country, Swaziland, as his fiefdom, as his personal fiefdom. And this is showing in the way he has behaved towards the dialogue, because he sees no reason why he should dialogue with anyone, because he is the sole bearer, he is the owner of Swaziland, so he has no one to talk to. If there's anyone to talk to, it is talking to himself. Because we learned very recently that Swaziland and Mozambique were on the agenda for this SADC Troika meeting that was supposed to happen in South Africa. And Mswati himself withdrew. Rather, he had Swaziland cancelled from the agenda because he said he was going to consult internally. Although he came out guns firing, trying to deny it, saying that maybe it was SADC who had cancelled the meeting. I don't see any SADC cancelling the meeting that they had scheduled themselves. Why would they do that? And Mswati is always being Mswati, pretending to be what he is not. And now I'm told that there is a roadmap, some roadmap to dialogue. I don't know why dialogue is so difficult that you have to have a roadmap to dialogue instead of just having a dialogue. A dialogue is something that you should have without even having to talk about. You just find a day, you just appoint a day where you should have a dialogue, and you're going to have that dialogue. What he finds easy, what Mswati finds easy is to brutalize his own people, because it has been established that he has instructed his own army, his own security forces to attack pro-democracy activist infrastructure and their assets. And one of the ministers, Scar Benz, was banned very recently because of that instruction. This is his country. Of course, he can say whatever he wants and nobody's going to challenge him. But for a king, a real king, a king who has got his country at heart, for him to turn his country into chaos like that, simply because he doesn't care. But some people, the report has come out also that he's saying that he has money to spend for the next 25 years with his children, so he doesn't care what happens to Swaziland. And this is always something that I have always speculated on, that maybe Mswati himself doesn't care about Swaziland anymore because he's planning something else. Because if he does care for Swaziland, I think he should be doing things to Swaziland that will show that he is planning to stay there and is planning to make Swaziland a home. But it seems not to care at all. It seems not to have any care about Swaziland anymore. For a king to instruct his security to ban, how can a king instruct us on the property of his own subjects? It's very difficult to understand, actually. And some people are claiming that he's delaying Isibaya because he wants to brutalize the people first, so that the people, when they come to the dialogue thing, they'll be so scared to say what they want, because they will be so brutalized, so their egos will be so down that they can't even say the things that they want to do. Which is why he's always playing these delaying tactics when it comes to dialogue, because they don't see any reason why the king is always delaying dialogue. This dialogue was scheduled for way back, and still the delays are happening again and again. And now dialogue seems to be in sight at the moment. We don't even know when the dialogue is supposed to happen. And most people have lost faith in the dialogue, because they say, even if the dialogue comes, what is it going to bring? He's going to play another delaying tactic. He puts a commission out which is going to work for the next 25 years, while he's just in office doing what he wants, making Mswati the ruler and the absolute ruler of Swaziland without being challenged, making Swaziland Mswatini, and doing everything that he wants without being challenged, without even looking at the concerns of the people. That is what some people are saying, and they've lost faith in the dialogue. Some people even say that there's no need for a dialogue, because the dialogue is not going to change anything. It's just going to come and is going to make no difference at all. Rather, it will be just an excuse from Mswati to bring in some other excuse again, so that he keeps on playing all these delaying tactics that he has always been playing, and without changing anything. Because indeed he is growing. He's growing older, older and older, and all he's trying to push is his time in office and nothing else. He doesn't care about the people at all. Some people are even saying his coronation was not from God. It was a satanic coronation, because how can a king issue an order to burn down infrastructure, to burn down assets belonging to pro-democracy activists? A king himself will become an agent of violence and criminality. Where have you ever found something like that? Instead of containing violence and chaos in his country, is rather propagating it. Is rather promoting it, or is rather instigating it. Where else do you find such a thing happening? Maybe Mswati is just gone crazy, and he doesn't know how to stop himself from becoming crazier and crazier with the passing of each and every day. There's evidence to prove that the king was hosting the second session of Bukan, the beer drinking session, the beer drinking spree, and that is why he cancelled the SADC Troika meeting. That is why he withdrew Swaziland from the Troika. He withdrew it from the agenda of the Troika, because he was busy drinking. And how is it possible that the king finds that drinking becomes a very important thing to do? Drinking becomes a very important undertaking in a country that is bedeviled with so many issues, so many problems like Swaziland, where people are fighting every day and people are dying every day. Hospitals are degenerated to nothing, and nurses are suffering, and some of them have been fired and maybe rehired later on because of pressure. In a country that has got so many problems, a king is busy drinking without attending to national issues, or rather at least just coming to dialogue with the people who are concerned with his very own subjects. Just how is it possible? But with King Mswati, like he did with Swaziland, just turning it into Eswatini, he can wake up any day, because that's what he has already proclaimed, calling it Mswatini. It becomes Mswatini to him, because this country can do whatever he wants, and what he tries to show every time is that no one can challenge him on anything. His decisions and what he does is unchallengeable, and nobody can challenge him. So he wants to make everyone aware of this fact, and this is certainly, although he has not declared it, Swaziland, of course, it's Mswatini already. The land of Mswati, where Mswati does what Mswati wants, and nobody can challenge him. It is very deplorable that this is what actually is happening in Swaziland. Such a beautiful nation. This is We Africa. Please subscribe to the channel and share it with friends. And it was a pleasure having you again on the channel. It will be a pleasure meeting you again on this same channel. And thank you for promoting this channel. Thank you so much.